Hello, all of you wonderful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is The Last Hope Scar, one of our Pokemon tabletop campaigns using our custom Scar system, or Stories and Creatures in Alternate Realities. This is a playtest system, so things may change from one week to the next on how things function, but it is in open playtest on our Discord, so do come join us for that and test it out and let us know what you think. But this is Season 1, Episode 29. Or, not 29. Why did I write 29?
Skipped ahead just a few.
Yeah, Episode 19, Trouble Brewing. Oops. Anyways, yeah, Trouble Brewing. We'll start as we usually do with introductions, beginning with Kerr.
Hello everyone, I'm Kerr, I'm the Storyteller. I am here to bring happy fun times to everybody, and hopefully, my happy fun times are not killed.
Kerr cute.
Kerr is cute.
And I'm Tochemay, and I'm playing Brussel the Bulbasaur.
Baby!
I wasn't sure if we were doing Shade first or...
Guest stars go last, yeah.
Hello, I am Octo, and I am playing Cobalt, the roughest, toughest really around.
Also baby.
No,
Don't
he's
forget
not baby.
cutest.
He's not. No, he's not. He'll punch you to death for that.
Baby.
He's definitely cuter than Squirrel. So yeah, I think he is the cutest Riolu around.
Ah, thank.
I love how you broke out with that.
Just absolute mic wasted.
But anyways, I am Razim, and I am playing as Hunter, the dark psychic type Puchiana. And a shy bundle of social anxiety.
He's fine.
I am Foxfiend, and I'm playing Ken, the, I guess, friend therapist of the group right now.
I am Merl. I am playing Midnight, the dark type Zorua. Who is just here.
Well, I am William Swiftfoot, or Kenku, depending on where you find me. I am playing Shale, the grass ground sandshrew, and nerd of the group, and I guess you could say medic of the group, which might be tested soon.
Yep, and I'm Talderius, who is guest starring as Shade today, who is yet another dark type Zorua. He is definitely entirely mentally stable and okay.
Totally.
Sure he is.
Sure, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go ahead and get that recap going. You know what? As the guest star, go ahead, Talderius.
All right. The session kind of started off with just kind of a little bit of discussion about what was going on. Shade ended up getting found by a local team and brought back to town, during which he ended up meeting Kin. He also managed to achieve obtaining a Pechaberry, which he had to compulsively go to the river in order to clean because it was dirty in his mind. Later on, Shade was directed to the inn or tavern, whichever one it is, and was attempted to be force-fed by the lady who runs it, the Kangaskhan. This did not go well, which caused Shade to have a bit of a anxiety attack, run out through the window, and run off into the woods. A rescue party was sent after him, which included primarily Kin, who was talking to him to calm him down, something that Kin seemed to have a lot of experience in. Then afterwards, there were a bunch of plans made, everyone was brought back, and a therapist was brought in who focused a lot of his efforts on Hunter and Shade to minimal success. Before we heard a loud crash, and outside there was a scyther who was bleeding out. Other important little bits and baubles is that there is, in fact, a Hunter who got absolutely scared to death a second time.
Yep, sounds right.
It's not as detailed as my normal recaps because I wasn't keeping notes because I'm a cameo.
Wow. Soon you will join us forever.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it could be a rain.
Shade could become a permanent resident.
Dance with us. Dance with us into oblivion.
What? No, I would thank you not to have the Oblivion right, thanks.
We are not drawing that card from the deck of many things.
You're not werewolves.
All
I-
glory to oblivion.
I remember back when in 3.5, every single time I played, we found the deck and we all just started drawing to see what happened.
On that
Every
note,
single game, we found the deck.
on that note of cards, while they are slightly more higher rarity, there are cards that can affect the game. If you got stream loots and you got cards and you want to apply them, use them because it's always fun to throw wild bits into it.
I am terrible at promoting my own stuff, so yeah.
Fire. Heed my call.
Oh, and the
great.
storm is being brought already.
Storm's being brought. We
as
haven't
the-
even started.
As Shale is going to go try to help. Okay. Lovely.
Everything is
By the way-
fine.
By the way, if I remember correctly, Zim also has a discount code in case you are going to be buying cards.
Actually, that is no longer valid right now.
It expired? Okay.
People used it up.
Okay.
That's good.
But yes, who's ready for happy fun times?
Right. Happy fun times.
Sure.
Happy
Set the
fun
scene.
times, midnight.
Oh.
Set the scene.
Ow.
All right, sorry, give me 1 second.
A magnanimous dispensation.
Tochemay
Woohoo!
tipped $110. The sponsor is here. Razim coins.
The sponsor is indeed here. Thank you for that tip, Tochemay, and keeping the channel alive. I appreciate it so very much, as always. The tip goal is fully completed.
What's the worst that could happen?
We're tempting fate.
All right. Yes, it looks like a storm has come. Rain has begun to fall, and you can hear the crack of thunder as you see this scyther keel over, his body bleeding from many wounds. He looks like he's been almost beaten to an inch of his life. And yes, you guys do recognize this particular scyther. Especially you, Cobalt.
You're
Yeah.
actually out here at this point.
Give me a medicine roll.
I was going to say the second he got out there with the first. Anyway, we'll just get the roll going. I'm gonna put use a soul boost die on it. we'll do it as mind. I'm guessing this is mind logic medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And one more. 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
All right. What are you looking for specifically with this medicine roll, or what are you trying to do with it?
I'm trying to see what I can do to help him using my med kit if possible.
Okay.
Trying to treat the immediate wounds. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So looking through, like, doing like a quick once over, like trying to assess, like, okay, what is the level of treatment that you need to give him in order to try to stabilize him?
Yeah, enough to at least get him in the inn at this point.
He is battered, bruised, bleeding. None of his wounds look immediately life-threatening. Like, yes, if he's not treated, he could possibly bleed out and such. And yeah, he's probably not moving for a while, but it looks like he was able to avoid like any like deadly wounds that would kill him without immediate treatment.
That's good. Well, Shale will give his best immediate treatment as he can with the help of his med kit from his pack. He also call for Jaw and tell the guys ask the guys to help him get him in the inn and out of the storm.
As a matter of fact, actually, as Kenku or as Shell is treating Sai, I'm already heading to fetch Jal.
The moment you say something that there's a Pokemon in need, Jal is immediately grabbing his medical supplies and booking after you.
Okay.
Well, this is embarrassing, I suppose.
What happened to you?
Hey, what could have beaten you up so bad?
Who beat you and how strong is they?
It wasn't one person, it was a army.
Okay, great.
The fact that doesn't sound crazy is... I'm not sure how I should feel about that.
I wasn't by myself. Fuck.
Yeah, that
No.
doesn't look healthy.
It's not. It's painful. It hurts a lot. But it's not going
Maybe
to kill me,
best-
hopefully.
Maybe it's best to let us get you in and not move that much then.
No, this is important. Kin, you're the one who knows the most stuff about places around here. You know the village over past the mountain?
Let's see, which one?
Let me get it real quick. That would be the village of... that is the little village of Grassvane. It is not an important village really at all. It is basically the village basically between Hilltop and the Mountain Village. On the opposite side is Grassvane, basically. So any travelers wanting to go through the mountain basically go to Grassvane, get supplies, go up the mountain to the Mountain Village, come down the mountain, and then they reach Hilltop.
So Grassvane is not particularly important. It just kind of acts as a midpoint stop.
Basically, it's a very small, quiet little village where not much really happens.
Okay. Yeah, Grassvane? What of it?
It's not really there anymore.
Okay. Care to elaborate on that?
Yes, I'm not trying to be cryptic just to be cryptic. It just really fucking hurts.
Okay. Take your time.
No, so me and my resistance heard that there was a mob going around. Basically, some would-be warlord was trying to throw his weight around, and we found out that they were going to make a run at Grassvane. Turns out, though, they had a lot more people than we were expecting. I had my people start evacuating the village and getting everyone out. And I basically, me and some of my best fighters held the line and gave them hell to make sure that everyone else had time to get away. And, oh, fucking hell. But Dal showed up and got me out of there at the very end once we made sure everyone else made it out.
Alright. Which direction did you send the refugees?
I sent them up towards the mountain village. That was the closest, safest spot. I didn't want to send them out into the plains. They could have gotten run down.
That's
Overrun.
I had some of my teleporters get them to other locations as well, but for the most part, I tried to keep everyone together that I could.
good choice.
So
But-
when you say that it's no longer there, do you mean it was wiped out entirely, burned down, just like disappeared?
Mostly probably destroyed, and we weren't holding back with some of our moves. And neither were they. They didn't really have too many evolved Pokemon, but they did not hold back when it came to causing collateral damage. They were there to pillage and raid, and to take over whatever was left.
I see. But you managed to get everyone out.
We did. We made
Okay.
sure. Yeah,
That's good to hear.
I was more focused on making sure everyone made it out rather than getting the message out for help. I figured we had enough people in the area that I could call on to make sure that we could get everyone out at least up to the mountain village, maybe even down here eventually, but it's going to take some time, but you might start seeing some refugees come in the next day or two, give or take.
Okay.
Well, thank Arceus for small mercies.
Yeah. Well, let's see about getting you cheers as best we can. Jal here is the local medical expert.
He gives a nod of respect to Jal. Alright. They're not going to stop, though. They're going to lick their wounds, but they're probably going to make a go at the mountain village next. I wanted to make sure I could get some word to you guys, but they're not going to move fast. You have at least a couple of days before they start coming up the mountain, and that's going to slow them down, too. It's going to take them at least a day to get up to the village. Minimum. So you're talking 4 or 5 days, I would say.
Alright. Has a message been sent to them as well?
I had Dal go, but technically it falls under your guys' jurisdiction, so I wanted to make sure to let you guys know myself. Oh, fuck, that hurts. As Jarl is just kind of treating his wounds and ignoring it.
A limb has been set back into place.
Still doing its best to help Joel out. Joel out.
Hurts.
Hush, you're I know you've dealt with more than that.
It still fucking hurts. Good news. We cut down their horde at least 2/3 size. There's probably only about 100 of them left.
Bad news.
There's still 100 of
There's
them
still 100
left.
of them left.
Fair.
They aren't that smart though, and most of them aren't going to be very evolved. We took out most of the heavy hitters early on. They decided to go rawr smash, and they ran right into us, and we took them out. Problem is, numbers are still a thing.
And that's the threat to Mountain Village, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Marie.
Yes. Oh, you can see Maria's pulled out her knuckle dusters and putting them on.
I see you're ahead of me on that. Time to remind people why you were named the Tyrant Queen.
She smiles. If you want some help with it, I would be more than willing to assist.
We have
Oh, absolutely.
another storm card.
The
Which
storm
means the
has
storm gets worse.
intensified.
Absolutely, I don't think
Shale goes.
we could take on
perhaps
100.
We should be continuing this discussion in the inn and not out in this weather.
Yeah,
We're already in the inn.
Yeah, you guys are inside.
Okay.
It was assumed that we had moved it inside.
All right, fair.
I thought he came into the inn and collapsed there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought he
Yeah,
was outside. Oh,
No, he was in the end.
He made it to like the very inside and then just kind
Okay.
of collapsed.
Okay.
And like, basically got dragged over.
Thank you for clarification.
But yeah, no, the Mountain Village is going to need some help. They're not going to be able to hold off that number of people. They do have some heavy hitters themselves, but they're probably going to.
They also have a terrain advantage. By the nature of them being up on the mountain, they have the ability to better control their points of approach.
It's
most of the
over,
people-
invaders! We have the high ground!
You underestimate our power.
And here's an interesting question. What typing were the invaders?
Oh yeah.
That's probably important.
They did have a mix. They had a few flyers as scouts. We took down most of them, but not all of them. Their heaviest hitters, though, were earth types. A lot of rock types.
They're heavy what?
They're heavy hitters.
Okay, so they're probably not all safe up on that mountain.
Of course.
Let's see. They had a few fire types. We took most of them out, but I know one or two of them made it out. A couple of water types. And their leader was a... Fucking hell! Why do you have to use the iodine? How do you survive with him as your doctor? Preceded by his other arm being snapped back into place and him letting out a... Fucking damn it, I was joking!
It's good for your soul.
He is the reason why some of us have survived.
Don't worry, I'm sure that if you really asked nicely, you'd just be allowed to bleed out on the floor there.
Look, I have been fighting for the last 5 hours!
Yes, and I'm pretty sure that you're acting like more of a baby because you're getting medical treatment than you were when you actually got those wounds.
A little
I
bit.
will have to agree there. As Shale helps Jaw along.
You do kind of get the sense he's kind of playing it up to kind of put you guys a bit at ease.
It's good to see your sense of humor still around. At least
Hold
that
up.
didn't get wounded.
How is him playing up being horribly injured supposed to put us at ease?
Oh no, not the fact he's horribly injured, the fact like he's fucking around with how badly like it hurts and stuff.
He's dramatizing it.
Yes.
Yeah, he's having a woe is me moment.
Basically,
something
it's like,
that Hunter is definitely not picking up on being a joke.
yeah, like, he's clearly like, yeah, I'm hurt. Yes, I need medical attention. I get it, but like, I'm not injured enough that any of this is actually going to kill me as long as I get the bleeding to stop.
Hunter is hiding in the pantry as we speak.
Yes.
It's not traditional Pokemon poison.
I did try to make a go at the leader, but I wasn't able to get him down before I got bum rushed. I was able to hit him. I was able to hurt him, but I wasn't able to put him down.
You will fall yet.
And who exactly is the leader?
Yes, exactly. It totally has to be Woe now, sorry.
Oh.
Great fun! Right, Boo?
And there's influence from Woe.
Oh, already.
Oh my god, my redemption list is so full right now. All of those sound effects, yeah, those are, those come with little things
Nuclear
that
launch detected.
spam my thing. Anyways, carry on. Sending that off to you, Kerr.
I will check it out. Yes, I will allow that. He was a chestnut.
Yeah, definitely sounds like he'd be tough to yeah, to be a bit of a nut to crack then.
Yes, I know. I tried. As he holds up one of his blades, which you can see is like nicked and cracked a bit. I did put a slash in his shell, though. There is a crack there.
Well done.
And then he promptly yeeted me into a tree. Unfortunately for me, the tree held. My body did not enjoy that.
Have you tried being tougher than the tree?
Yes, usually I am. That was a very thick and big tree, though. Also, I don't think I recognize you. You're new?
Passing through.
He nods. I'm Sai. Nice to meet you. Normally, I'm not this beaten up.
Oh, well, don't worry, because I'm normally not this thin.
I just imagine Marie is hovering behind Shade right now with a giant platter of food.
You will eat.
Consume.
And we just lost the fox.
No, not the fox.
Oh no.
Bacon goes in for how long?
Oops.
Okay.
Until it's crispy.
Nom the bacon.
Probably till it's crispy. We do out of character. Probably till it's crispy. We do it parchment style. Parchment in the oven. It comes out pretty good.
Stop being incorporeal. I want to kill you. Okay. Who killed Kin? Come confess now.
It was not I.
It was I, Dio.
Uno de other!
Rodolada! Why would you boot Keen out of existence?
Foxfiend says to keep going. Their internet
Okay.
crashed.
Okay.
Oh, that sucks.
With this storm, though, I think Arceus is smiling at us. This is definitely going to slow them down and make the way up even worse for them. But knowing that fucker, he did not seem to care no matter how many people we took out. He looks at Cobalt.
Hmm?
Hey, what do you say? Want to help save a village?
Definitely.
I thought you might enjoy kicking some weaker Pokemon's asses around.
I mean, yeah, they're fun, but I prefer bigger people.
How about a giant chestnut? Eating him off a mountain sounds good. Da 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 da.
Yeah,
Ooh.
he sounds fun.
Does anyone know some instant heal move?
No.
No.
Damn it.
At least not yet.
Mm.
For me, at least.
Not one that isn't going to exhaust us for exhaust people for later.
He lets out a sigh. Damn it. Alright. I'm not gonna be able to do much then this fight. Marie just idly is just polishing her brass knuckles, looks up, and then goes back to polishing her brass knuckles.
Oh, you said dolls there, right? Like Dal's there, right?
Yes.
Alright. I may
That was
need...
who brought him here.
So they're expected at most 2 to 3 days from now. We should have enough time to at least get up there and maybe try to build some defenses.
And Dal is willing to teleport you guys up there immediately.
Oh, that makes it really quick. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dal looks tired, but he's willing to teleport your group up there if you guys want him to.
That seems like a good idea, Hunter. Looking back to the pantry.
I mean, the pantry's in a different, connected to a different room altogether.
Scale size. Hunter! We need you out here.
Shadows creep out, and just shake from side to side.
Also, I need to ask Dal a favor, just in case I want to ask a favor for something.
What's up?
Not in like I need to. It's more of a private thing, but like
Gotcha.
I mean, I can also talk to you about it.
No, you're good. No, yeah. If you just like nudged him and like said you wanted to talk to him in private, he'd be willing to do that.
All right.
Hunter, I know you want to skirt the duties, but we need you to do your duty because people are in danger.
He will come out slowly.
Okay.
I guess we need to get the defenses up.
We need to get defenses up, and we need to evacuate non-essentials.
Marie's gonna look out the window. I wouldn't recommend doing that right now. This storm is getting mighty fierce. If I had to guess, and this isn't really a guess for me, anyone who tries to climb that mountain right now is not going to have a good time of it.
May as well make a mind logic science roll just to try to corroborate.
Go for it. Go for it.
2.
Anyone who tries to climb this mountain right now with this storm going on is basically just trying to commit suicide the long way around.
Yeah, maybe we can give Doll and Ever the rest for the night, and then we'll head up in the morning once stuff settles.
I can teleport you right to the village. I can make that jump.
I mean, yes, but how? True, the weather could be better in the village itself.
We'd be in a defensible position at the top.
True. Well,
Marie, could you get the people here and the other village to prepare and head up when they can, and we can go ahead?
She nods. I can do that if that's what you want, Hunter. I can also give the job to Heron as well. If
That
you
was
want
the
me to accompany
Blastoise?
you. Yes.
That would be good. Just tell them to hurry.
She'll nod. Oh, I can't imagine Heron and Kuro taking this lying down. They knew quite a few people over in Grassvane. This sort of shit is going to piss them right off.
So close to their own territory.
Mm-hmm. I don't even want to think of what Dalrith is going through right now if he finds out about this. He's going to be livid.
Welcome back, kid.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Oh, wait, I'm back?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
What did I miss?
By the way, real quick, everybody, we are starting up Stream Raiders Dungeons. I had a little bit of trouble getting it updated, but we are starting it now. It's a quick fire thing, so go place your troops.
We're formulating a plan.
Awesome.
All right. I'll go let Heron know, and it should take me longer than a few minutes to find him and let him know, and then I'll make it back here.
Okay.
And Ree will quickly grab a little jacket and a little even smaller jacket for the Kangaskhan in her pouch, and head out into the swirling storm going on outside. As she goes, Sai's just gonna kind of glance at you guys. So, who's ready to start moving into the mid-tier league?
Probably about as good as I can be right now.
Gonna start seeing more about what this world is gonna be like to you guys. You guys have been lucky so far living here, but ain't so good in other places.
Oh, I know.
So,
I've already lost one home.
just real quick, what's so bad about this storm? I mean, it's not even cutting through the walls or anything.
Dale gives Shade a stare. Like, what?
Shade, what kind of weather do they have where you're from?
Well, if you think that's strange, a group that I talked to that I joined was telling me about how it was raining scorpions and barrels.
Midnight just has a 1,000-yard stare currently. Scorpions and barrels.
It starts raining bewares.
Oh no, don't worry too much about the barrels. I mean, oh no, maybe. You know what? Never mind.
Nah, I mean, the storm itself isn't that bad. It's the matter of if you try climbing the mountain in this stuff, you're probably going to get washed off the paths.
Oh yeah. No one's climbing the mountain in this weather.
Even rock types? Because it's a mountain.
I mean, if they can dig, sure they could probably make it up and through.
Going alone though would be suicide. Still, they would need going just a one or two Pokemon up to a village and trying to do stuff. They're probably going to get crushed pretty hard. They would need the full force, so they wouldn't try to just send a couple unless they were scouting.
To suck eggs.
And this Chespin was an idiot. He wants to be at the head of his group. He wants to be large and in charge, so to speak.
Well, I knew he was an idiot the moment that you mentioned that his plan was to raid and pillage a village instead of actually properly taking it over. So, I mean...
Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to get him to start monologuing before I got swarmed by like 24 smaller Pokemon. Ow. Ow. It hurts to talk sometimes.
So which Pokemon is going to ride him down the mountain? Cobalt, you want to be the one?
I mean, I don't mind knocking down a jerk a peg or two. So definitely.
I will allow this. And before long, Marie soon returns, shaking off the water from her raincoat as she walks over. Heron's getting everyone ready. He's getting some of the adventure teams to head out into this. He'll let the others know, and they'll start gathering a force to send up when it's safe to. But we won't be able to do anything until the storm passes, as very loud booms fill the air.
To be fair, they won't be able to do anything until the storm passes either.
She
By
nods.
the way, what is it with us and our freak weather?
I know, right?
Yeah, like...
Too bad.
No, seriously, like, why do you think that this rain is bad? This is...
It's a good heavy rain, but I've heard of worse, and this isn't that bad.
No, not freak as in the intensity. Freak as in it came out of nowhere.
That's what weather does?
Okay, well, the water in my bucket isn't exactly rising up into the sky all of a sudden, so...
I don't know, maybe one of the Pokemon gods are in trouble or something? I don't know. That's usually how it goes from what I heard in storybooks, fairy tales.
Maybe. Best not to think about it too hard.
Yeah.
You think Kyogre and Groudon are fighting again?
Maybe. I don't know.
I was gonna look at all of you. Do you want me to take you up?
That might be the best idea.
Yes, but can you get word to... What was it?
Sunfall?
Sunfall?
He nods. I can if you'd like.
None shall see me. Though my
Please
battle
tell
cry
them
may give me away.
be aware.
He nods. That's not a problem at all. All right, everyone, please get together in a circle and take each other's paw.
Influence.
Don't teach my hamster to suck eggs.
Apparently tonight's just going to be the night of influence.
Even more influence.
Rolls on one of his crazy tears, it seems.
Oh no, there was also Gimmond in there.
Yeah, Gibbon in there.
I will allow the Gimmons, and let me see the next one. If I can work that in, I will allow it. Whoa. I think I can find a way to work that in, but we will see. Hey, Shade.
Yep.
Your water bucket has started to float up into the air.
So you have a do you have a cellar?
She'll nod, yes.
All right, I'm gonna go down there for a while. Come when something actually happens. Come get me.
Shade, we're about
to
leave.
teleport.
Yeah, stuff's fixing to happen now.
Fine. It'll be fine. It's fine.
Sai just looks at you. Why did you say that?
You had to utter the words.
Yeah, Sai literally just says that very quietly. It's like, why did you say that?
Hmm?
He said it's going to be fine. Repeatedly.
Which is something you never want to say.
Never hand the universe the line that easy.
Especially not when Woe is listening.
Yeah. Superstition.
Except that we have we have Woe listening who loves to punish that line.
Sai just shakes his head. I wish you guys luck. As Dao will hold out his hands. Everyone, please take each other's paw, and then take my hands.
Yep. Shall will do so.
Of course.
Yep.
And then once everyone is taking hands and paws, in a flash, you guys are no longer in.
My Arceus. Kumbaya.
As you all appear in a very large building. It looks like it's set up a bit like your guys' basically guild house. And you can see a lot of Pokemon are here. Most of them look to be adventure team like you guys. But you can see a lot of battered Pokemon. They look very scared, very tired, very exhausted. Some of them have wounds. Thankfully, there doesn't seem to be like any that are too badly injured. Most of it are scrapes or bruises, but nothing like severe.
Either way, Shale will immediately go to help out with them as best he can.
And you guys can hear and see a Rhydon stomping around. All right. Teams 3 and 4, I want you guys moving out. Keep track of anything that tries to get near the village. Teams 6 through 8, make sure you treat any of the wounded here. And he pauses as you guys just like pop in. And he lets out a sigh before moving over. Well, that was fast.
Hey, Dalrith. Good to see you.
He nods. Good to see you. I wish it would be under better circumstances.
Yeah. But it sounds like you have things under control here for the most part. How can we help?
Right now, I want those fuckers dead. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I have to keep here and managing the teams that are going on and making sure that my townsfolk are okay. So, right now, actually planning for whoever's going to show up is a little bit low on my priority list, unfortunately, even though if I had my way, it would be my first priority, but my people need me.
I mean, to be fair, as limiting as the current weather is, it's going to be limiting for them as well. They won't be able to move on your location till after the storm's passed.
I'm aware, but we also can't get any Pokemon out while this storm is going too, so it's a double-edged sword. We can't evacuate anyone at the moment. I don't even want to risk any flyers. They could just get hit by a bolt of lightning.
Yeah, the only way we'd be able to evacuate is through teleport at this point.
And you just see
And-
Dal just kind of flop down, panting a little bit.
And our
And that resource is
teleporter
limited as is.
is tired.
I have
Don't
been
worry,
doing
Dal.
this
I
for-
wasn't about to send you to start trying to get everyone out on your own right now, because that'd be dumb. You
If
need
you
to
got-
rest as well.
If you guys want to help out, though, I wouldn't mind having. He looks at Hunter, the leader, and his team start working on some ideas for any surprises or any ideas of what we can do to start dealing with these assholes when they start coming up. I can give you some information if you need it. I realize most of you haven't come up to this side before.
Yeah. Most of what I know is through what I've been told from people passing through. So I guess first a quick overview of assets. What do we have to work with? What are the defenses we have? And yeah, what do we have and what defenses
Right
do we have to
now-
work with?
So the village itself is set into the mountain. Most of it's set into the side of the mountain. The mountain partway covers us, so the storm isn't really penetrating here too badly. It's just a natural defensive position here. We
Alright.
have the ability to raise walls. We have quite a few rock types here. And they know their shit, so if we need to build fortifications and such, they can do it.
Good.
Right now, I have about 100 adventure team member or 100 guild members working together here at the moment. Almost all of them are either treating the wounded or seeing about supplies or other necessities at the moment.
Right. And what are the stockpiles looking like?
Oh, stockpiles, we can probably hold out at least 2 weeks.
All right. So even if it does come to a siege, it sounds like we could hold off a siege for a while longer
Yeah.
if we can get some sort of supply lines going.
I have.
Lines would be easy enough with people who know dig.
We can dig through, but we also have to keep track of anyone who might try to dig in as well.
True. That is one angle we have to be concerned of. Any saboteurs?
I have about 20 Pokemon at the moment. All of them evolved Earth types, basically patrolling underneath the village. I'm not going to let anyone ambush us that way, but that means most of our heavy hitters are off the table at the moment.
Right. Right. Out of character. Someone's knocking on my door. Be right back.
Okay.
So there's like just a ton of rock types, but they said it was a mix, right?
Specifically for this village, there's a lot of Earth and rock types who live
Oh
here.
no, I was talking about for the army.
The invaders.
Army, they have a mix. They have a couple of rock types, a couple of water types. It's sort of just like a mixed bag. They don't have more than like a handful at most, though. And even then, most of that number got cut down to maybe like 1 or 2 at most. The most common type they'll probably have are going to be normal types.
Woohoo! Normal type.
Would you?
Oh, my favorite. Especially
Would
now that I
you-
have a stab move.
Would you happen to? I know you just said that it's mostly rock types. Would you happen to have any electric types?
We do.
What you thinking?
Well, there's a lot of rain coming in. If we could barrel it, we could. We're up on top of a mountain. We could roll the water barrels down with them with a leak in it.
Right.
And then have an electric type. It ain't
Have
like
an
we're
electric
running
type.
out of water anytime soon here.
Ignite the water and have a. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I get what you're saying. I don't know how effective that would be, because I reckon trying to electrify the water would ground out fairly quickly. Going down the mountain.
You could
Well,
also
no,
drop it right on them.
Well, yeah, but I was also saying we poke holes in the barrel so that way as we push them down, it leaves a trail of water.
Shale, we are getting a lot of background noise from you.
That might help. Seems like this headphone's kind of sensitive. My mic is kind of sensitive.
When it comes to the terrain itself out here, it's about, let's see, if I had to put it out, you see him like stretch his hands a little bit. I would say the pathways are wide enough for maybe a cart to come straight up.
It's for download and 11 megabits per second for upload.
Octo, you are unmuted.
I mean, we're okay, but like it's not the fastest. Oh, sorry.
Oopsie.
So much background noise tonight.
There's a trail that leads from down the bottom up here. It's about a day's travel. If you're moving slow. The pathways themselves aren't that wide. They're wide enough for maybe a cart to make it up. And then there's going to be next to no space for anyone to walk beside it. I would say you could have maybe 2 to 3 Pokemon walking side by side, shoulder to shoulder, to make it up, but it would be tight for them.
And break off parts of the mountain and drop it on them.
Anyway, sorry about that. I forgot. I thought I unmuted my mic. It turns out I turned it on. And yeah, sorry about that.
No
I was
worries.
talking like internet speeds with landlord. And they didn't know how to check the internet speed, and they know I do because tech guy.
That's fair.
He nods his head to Shade. That is something we were considered doing if they try coming up here. Most likely they are going to try to come up here. And we're hoping we can stop them, but I don't want to risk the people here if they actually do make it here, so I was thinking of evacuating them once the storm clears. I don't want to risk the leader of this little band getting a brain beforehand.
Don't worry,
Fair.
I'm sure we can brain him.
Is there any other answer or any other questions I can answer, or any other curiosities that I can put to rest?
It sounds like we've already got plans, and what plans we can in motion, and we have an idea of what to do when they attack.
Felix said, Hunter, you do have authority here, so if you tell any of my people to do something, they'll do it.
Hunter nods. Anyone in my group also speaks for me.
He nods. He kind of pauses. He looks at Hunter. I don't know how you won. You got lucky there, but I'm trusting you with my people. He
Good chill comments. Sometimes that's enough, especially with how Stonefall went.
I'm gonna go handle the rest of these refugees. I'm trusting you for the defenses for right now. If you have any questions or need anything, and my people can't do it, come find me. And you see him head off and start barking orders again.
I would say we get boulders ready to roll down the mountain first, as well as walls.
Yes, we need some battlements set up.
So which Pokemon is named Boulders?
Let me see. For those who are going to try to find someone, could I have a... Let me see real quick.
Oh yeah, I need to find Al.
Dal's still there. He's currently sitting on the floor, just trying to recover his energy.
Yeah, no, Dal gets some rest. He's had a busy day.
Well, I still need to ask him something though.
Yes. Let's see. For those of you who are trying to find people who might be able to help you get some boulders, could I have a presence roll from you guys?
I have a different thought in my head. It's gonna be a sucky roll though. Mind innovation, I guess, would make the most sense to what I'm trying to do. Presence, look for a good digger or two to try how to set up for a landslide trap, I guess would be the thought.
Okay.
So essentially what Hunter was already planning to do.
Yes.
Trying to get set up.
And one success.
Okay.
I have no presence.
Neither do I, but I still got the success, so...
So, Shale, you would find a couple of Geodudes who'd be willing to help you out.
And we'll work on the thing. If you want me to roll science to see how well I give them plans, I can do that. But
Sure.
Okay. Well, this is definitely a logic cassette. Well, I guess this would be innovation more so because we're helping plan something out. But actually, I would with this. I'm going to say, should I get this? This, I think, is affected by the geology secondary specialty, so I'll add a dice for that if that makes sense.
Yes, I would allow that.
Okay. Yeah, pretty good. Roll the extra. Oops. Okay, so that's 4 successes.
You are able to explain your plan very easily and precisely to them, and they understand it very well for what you want them to do. And Hunter, you are able to find a very large Onyx who would be willing to help you get some big boulders to roll down. Or at least he's willing to go out and like start breaking parts of the mountain to make boulders for you.
Sorry, I stepped away, but good.
And as everyone is doing this, Cobalt. Dow would kind of tug you away and ask you what you wanted.
I'll be right back.
Everyone's being eaten. Run!
Everyone's been eaten.
I'm back.
Nom.
Nom nom. No,
Nom nom.
shit.
Mm. Not food or not food.
Emergency food rations. No.
Don't worry, Brussel will be able to talk down these marauders.
Good luck in that.
Ha 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 ha. I'm sorry. I'm just imagining Brussels like, you're going to stop now. And why the fuck would I do that? Because you can feel the inner goodness inside of you welling up and wanting to do the right thing. And
Also,
because
I
I
have a
have a
gun.
dragon egg with a hyper beam.
And because you don't want to go down the mountain twice as fast.
I just invented snowboarding with Pokemon.
I'm on board with that one.
Brussel. Gun.
Come on, no reaction to that completely fucking awful pun.
You're playing my revenge.
We don't reward awful puns. No.
Of course, no one does. That's the fun part about it.
How long does the storm
I'm
look
back.
like it's gonna last?
It should clear by morning.
Should clear by morning. And how fast did Dollar say we could erect fortifications?
It would probably take at least like 3 days for them to get up here.
Alright. And what sort of fortifications are already in place? Are we talking like it looks like a castle walls and towers situation, or is it still open?
We're
It's
in
still
the side of the mountain.
Yeah, you basically have like a half a hollow mountain that this is built into, and at the very top of it, basically there's not much in the way of defenses, mostly because they don't really need it because they're on top of a freaking mountain. So the front area that you can actually like see outside into the mountain air, there's no like walls or anything there. Just the pathway that you would be able to see through the storm.
Alright.
By the way, this is completely like out of game, but like I'm having my greatest struggle right now, like just not immediately busting out like a treatise on medieval mountain defense warfare.
I know, right?
I'm actively restraining myself this whole time.
Don't worry, we don't need a star fort.
Yeah, we don't need a star
Star
fort.
forts are early modern.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
I mean,
We just need timber to get out the cannon.
Oh yeah, I get to move with cannon, yeah. Besides, all that shit happened before I was even there, so I can't even be blamed for that.
Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
No, but like seriously, like this entire time I've just been like sitting here trying not to like just start spouting off like every single defensive trick that I know. Because I know that Shade does not know all this shit.
Ken would know at least some of it.
Well, yeah, but that's why it's like I'm going with like traps and the like, because that'd be like the sort of thing that like he would know.
Yeah.
But yes, as morning comes, the storm dissipates.
Hey.
Okay, yes, that's right.
Yeah. Don't skip me. I know I've been quiet. That's because I'm being patient.
Oh, I said Dal came over to you.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
you had stepped away.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm gonna. I kind of nudged Dallas like if we can go somewhere private real quick.
Dal would nod and lead you outside.
Alright. Okay.
So
I go. Okay. Because this is a big emergency where I feel like we definitely need to win. You know those crystals that you and your group has?
he nods.
Any way I can borrow one?
I already got authorization for all of you to be able to wield one when the invasion happens.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Sai does not dick around when the innocent are threatened.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean that gets rid of that question. The other thing was like about your group. I was gonna say like I mean, I was thinking about it maybe as you wouldn't mind having another person in the group.
He smiles. I mean, we're always looking for recruits. We'd be happy to have you.
Yeah. Yeah, I just
Kenku, background noise.
I'm worried. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, give me a sec.
I just seen plenty of people while traveling that definitely need to be knocked down a peg or two. So yeah, I figured this group would help me do that.
This is exactly what we want to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, right now I guess we just need to focus on this first, and then we'll talk about the details later.
He nods. Once I have some rest and a chance maybe to get some food too, I'll head out and gather everything that I can. So make sure you let the others know if there's something that they need. I can try to supply it if it's not already here.
Yeah, got it.
All right, now if you don't mind, I'm going to go pass out for 12 hours.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
As he probably walks inside and then just kind of slumps against the wall, and you see him pass out.
Ugh.
It's just like, waiter, check please.
Bonk.
Find someone who can take Dal to a comfy bed.
Like, I am so fucking tired. I will literally just flop against this wall and pass out. I'm that tired.
Sleeps like that, he's gonna wake up with a crick in his neck.
But yes, as you guys are working and starting to get stuff set up, as the sun rises, the storm clears, and you are able to see the actual mountain now. It's a very pretty village outside, very austere, but it does have its own beauty to it as well. A lot of stone buildings and such. It's basically literally built out of the mountain.
Hey, Kerr, you mentioned that Dalrith has some people that'd be able to erect fortifications quickly, right?
Yes.
Cool. Kin would start working on designs for fortifications. Like, we're talking walls, guard, and towers with arrow slits designed for the combat effective Pokemon to be able to ranged combat effective Pokemon to be able to defend from.
Mm-hmm. So the big Pokemon that he would have helping you is a Tyrantum.
Because Kin may not be able to have those built up himself, but he's got a good mind. He could probably figure out good designs for it.
Yes, when you meet the Tyrantum, he is this large, big, and fierce-looking Pokemon, and then you just see him kind of rub his little hands together nervously as he sees you. It's like, hello, I hope I can do well for you. His big, deep voice is what you expect to be a big, deep voice is very high pitched.
Hello. I think you'll do just fine. What was your name?
I'm Tito. Nice to meet you.
Tito?
I'm a little clumsy, but I can do what you need me to. I'm pretty good when it comes to shaping rocks.
Thank you, Tito. I think we will be able to have this place fortified so strongly that nothing's getting in without permission. Come with me.
He nods and begins just goom, 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 stomping off after you.
And start explaining the plan. You want me to make a roll?
Make a roll. This will determine how well this goes.
Mind... Logic?
I can see that, yep.
Logic and... Craft.
Okay.
That'd be... that's not a terrible roll. 3 successes.
Okay. I will note that down. So we have 4 successes, and 3 successes. So yes, you are able. How do you want to design this, Kin?
I assume I have knowledge of what Pokemon are going to be effective and available for the defense, right?
Yes.
All right. So I'm thinking walls and fortifications for any possible approach vector, as well as towers that have, like I said earlier, arrow slits, or the effect of arrow slits that would be adapted for the moves of the ranged Pokemon that would be defending. So if a Pokemon needs a larger arrow slit, so to speak, they have that arrow slit. But for the ones that only need a small space to fire through, likewise, basically maximize defense and offensive capability from said defenses.
Okay.
And at gates, do we have access to hot oil or something similar?
You could probably make steaming hot water with a couple of the water types that are here.
That'll work. I forget what they're called. Tal, you know what I'm thinking, right?
Are you talking? I'm physically trying to restrain myself, but are you talking about machiculations?
Yes, that.
Okay. Because I look, all I'm saying is this entire time, I'm actually sweating trying to restrain myself.
What we really need is Greek fire. Am I right, guys?
I am certain that Talderius over there is like, no, that won't work. No, that won't work. No, you need to do this. No, but I can't see it.
I am actually, if I looked in the mirror right now, I am sure my face would be red and I'm actively sweating.
All right, Tal, you have my permission to give input for my character on this, because this is something that my character would know, at least to some degree.
Okay, so all right.
Oh God, what have you done to us, Ken?
Yes, you definitely want machiculations, as well as you're going to want to procure a supply of the boulders, especially put up about as high as possible, so that way you can gravity drop them on top of encroaching Pokemon. You're going to want to make sure that you station about as many of the ground type that are watching the underground as possible along the wall and a little bit in front of it, so that way it can't get undermined immediately by attacking Pokemon and immediately breached. You're going to want to have at least 2 drop-down portcullises if you can. That way you can create a kill chamber in the middle. That way you'll have the highest effectiveness of your burning oil. As well as the best place for an upper guardhouse to have downwards machiculations in order to fire down, as well as the side stations of the guardhouse. In terms of the towers, you're going to want them try to flank as much as possible, especially with a couple of like jutted out portions. That way they can fire down onto the sides of the attacking enemy as much as possible. As well as literally as many random bits of just ammunition that you can find stationed up on the walls for defenders to lob down, as well as dedicated fire zones coordinated with the local types that have as many AoE abilities as possible, so that way the entire wall is covered with AoE. During this, you're also probably going to want to have a forward position that is more palisaded or lower walled, so that way you can harass the enemy with skirmishers as they approach up, specifically around what you determine to be about the steepest point on the mountain. That way, the slowest point of approach is when you can get off the most attacks unreprised, especially if you have ones that have arcs or good range on. Then once they get at least high up enough to get good angles of reprisal, that's when you pull back the skirmishers to the walls. And you make sure that these palisades are completely...
waiting, and they had to hire a new one.
You want to make sure that these palisades are completely useless for the actual sieging portion, so you need to have it far up enough that they can't use it as cover, especially in order to range attacks back onto the walls to try, like, in case they want to suppress the defenders, especially if you have crenellations that the defenders can hide behind in order to make sure they aren't exposed. As for the inner defenses, you are going to want to have at least a couple of funnels after the gatehouse, so that way you can still maneuver troops around behind the gatehouse without impeding them, but once they actually break through the gatehouse, it just acts as another set of defenses that they have to go through while being absolutely pummeled by multiple sides. I have more, but I think at this point people are going to kill me if I keep talking.
I'm okay if you keep talking.
I have absolutely enjoyed hearing
It's turned into a Jakovich rant.
I enjoyed listening to it, but I did not follow any of that. It was so fast.
I followed everything, and I feel like out of everyone, I'm the one who needs to follow it the most. Because it's like I'm just listening to everything he's saying and just building this in my head. And I'm going to give you my reaction once he's done. But Shade, I give you permission as the storyteller to continue.
Okay, so in terms of other very, very, very important things
to us?
Especially considering that Shade was going to actually make sure to pursue the water barrel idea, especially because, there's just an abundance of rainwater right now. Why wouldn't you take advantage of that? Is the fact that you could also boil the water on top, so that way you can make sure that you are prolonging the amount of time that you can continue to put down, hot substances onto the assaulters. And the most important thing about that is to make sure not to do it at the same time that you have the burning oil. You want to probably use up the burning oil first, and then after that, you can use the water. First off, because yes, electric types will be able to electrify the water if we have one or two, and we make sure to sequester them, and so that way they don't use up their attacks before it'll be the most effective. Because if you do it inside of the gatehouse with the electric types, what'll happen is that it will effectively just water iron cage them, where it will absolutely decimate them if it works out correctly, and they don't preemptively mud sport the area. However, if they mud sport the area, that's going to have the added effect of slow down movement rate throughout the gatehouse, so it's probably inadvisable for them to do that ahead of time. It'll most likely be a reactionary measure that we'll have to account for. But the important part about it is that not only if you do it after the oil, you won't have to like possibly waste oil that gets put out. It will also mean that it will most likely steam and smoke up the inside of the gatehouse as much as possible. So that way it'll make breathing very, very difficult, which will slow down the rate that they can batter down the second portcullis. In terms of the second portcullis, the first one can be less carefully constructed, but we're going to want the second portcullis to be made out of at least the most durable material we can find, and a barred gate behind it that has as much reinforcement as possible. Possibly even piling up additional stuff on the other side of it, so that way they not only have to batter down the door and try and get through, they're going to have to topple over the stuff that we have on the gatehouse, because we're not planning on sallying forth except for the skirmishers, so the skirmishers can come back, and their primary objective can be piling up as much stuff on the gate as possible, because after the skirmishers return, there's no way that we are returning anyone to the outside until the battle is completely finished. In addition to all of that, like I said, we need to make sure that our ground types are underground, defending the walls ahead of where the walls are. Because if we do it right at where the walls are, the ground above can still be weakened considerably, and it will cause an undermine, completely decimating our defensive strategy. In terms of the towers, just for additional detail, yes, we're going to want to have them forward a little bit and jutting out, but we're going to try and find where like the highest points that we can put them are, so that way hopefully it either attracts enough fire that it's distracting from our walls and they'll be less able to breach our walls, but also so that way they can't physically reach it, because we can put up like spikes and other barricades and the like around them, like in order to like half circle them, so that way we have all of that. We're also going to want to make sure that the staircase up the tower, or the ladder, is about as steep as possible. Preferably a ladder, but I don't know how many of those we have, as well as how many of those we can spare for this. So if we do have to build upstairs, we're going to want them to be very fragile. That way they can be broken, so that way besiegers can't get up the towers to stop our tower fire. There's some more very minor details we could go into, although that should cover a lot of the most common pitfalls that we could have when defending this, in terms of like, you know, everything going wrong.
The only other thing that possibly comes to mind, what's our defense against flyers?
We can't really have. So the thing about flyers, and the big danger about flyers, is the fact that thankfully we were told already that, like, you know, the amount was limited, which really helps us out. But when it comes to the flyers, the most difficult part about it is just the fact that the most we can do is try and tell a couple of our longer ranged people, maybe the skirmishers, because we're going to want to have our longest range people as the skirmishers, so that way they can fire down for as long as possible. Once they get back, to focus on keeping the skies clear, but there's no real defenses we can set up in order to, like, you know,
Fair enough.
fuck up flyers.
The only real defense we have against that is good offense.
Yeah.
What really are the flyers gonna do? It's not like they're going to grab supplies and fly away.
Yeah, they're going to harry our walls, which will mean that we're going to have to... the most annoying part about the flyers is it means that we can't have medics on the walls, because then they'll get targeted very fast. We're going to need to have a rear echelon...
But that's against the Geneva Convention.
Yes.
We don't have that yet.
Zim, or I don't think Geneva exists in this world. We'll have to commit the war. We'll have to commit the war crimes that makes Geneva.
It's not a war crime the first time.
Exactly.
We are the creators of war crimes in this universe.
If you really want to get Domino involved.
Our medical tent will have to be rear echelon, because otherwise the flyers will just pick us off. We're also going to have guards in the towers, and especially around our medics, but I figured that was kind of just a given.
Okay. Thank you. You got all that, Kurt?
So, I just want to say, this is your first army offense. This is your first attack against another enemy army. This is your first time, facing like a big threat like this. So it's like, you know what? I want to give you guys an easy. It's just going to be like a little horde, just like a band of kind of untrained hooligans who are just throwing their weight around. Nothing like you guys can't handle with some planning and shit. I want to start you off with something easy so for you guys to like get your feet wet, get ready. It's 100. It's 100 Pokemon. It's going to be not an easy thing to do, probably. You guys will probably have you guys have 3 days for preparation time. It's like, I'll give you 3 days. That way, you have a lot of time. You can really work it out. And I can make sure, like, anything that you guys want to do, you guys will be able to do. Because it's your first time. I want to be nice. I want to make it easy on you guys. And then I did not realize that Talderius is as big of a master when it comes to siege warfare as I am. When it comes to actually reading the historical treatises on like how to do this, and I'm just sitting here listening to everything he's saying, going like, yeah, they could do that. Yeah, they could do that. Yeah, they could do that.
Wasn't expecting to run into Rogel Shade, huh?
Hi, Rogeldorn. Yeah, my poor horde here is
yeah.
I even restrained myself and then was told to do it anyways.
Kin would probably know some of this stuff though, based on their backstory. So it's like, yes, Kin would basically be explaining the exact shit that you are, and it's like, yeah, Kin would know this. Kin would know this. Oh, my poor babies, though, are...
All I'm saying is that I am faultless here.
You lost me at boulders, so...
No, basically, like what Shade was talking about, is you build like a series of defensible positions that you can then fall back from, but you turn those positions into basically kill chambers for anyone who tries to get into them. Or even get close to them.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you translate boulders to gravelers.
Yeah, so a lot of my rantings and ramblings was making sure that it was about as defense in depth as possible.
So Hunter's just having his little rocks propped up against the wall and held there. Because I'm assuming there's a slope right there. Maybe a little more defense.
The same thing too. I was thinking the same thing too. I'm gonna go make
at the front of that is there will be a slope because basically what Shayla asked is for the gravelers and he was helping him was cut something enough that he could get that if somebody dropped somebody at the top they could basically cause
a huge rock slide or
while they're on top
dirt
of it.
Slide.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm just imagining Hunter with his little rocks here. And he's just like, I'm just imagining him looking so proud as he gets these little rocks set up. And
I'm helping.
The actual pathway, Kid has literally built a little citadel on the right in front of the path up into the city. And it's basically a giant gatehouse with turrets. And basically, a little mini fortress they would have to get through to go up the path in order to actually get into the town. Oh god!
Earth bending rock types is worth the time.
It's 3 days. I'm gonna give them 3 days to make sure. Yes. Whoa! I am allowing this. Yes, yes, I'm allowing this.
Game breaking.
Anyone got a chaos card to mess this up?
So my men aren't.
Yes, the chaos card. Bring it.
No, please no.
Bring the chaos.
I'm not even going to advocate for this because of the fact that I legitimately think that Kerr forgot that I was cameoing here and then has accidentally made a horrific mistake in letting me speak.
No, it's okay, Shade. Against like a half decent army, like then this becomes like a really interesting like siege battle, and tactic for tactic, you guys having to figure out how to counter the enemy as they try to counter you. And it's going to be a really interesting bit as you know, you guys, each of you has to manage different things of the battle.
Oh gosh.
But against this team, it's more like you have a bunch of corn berserkers who are going to be just charging at your walls.
Oh.
Look, I
Very rocks fall would die.
My greatest passion is medieval warfare tactics and knowledge. I'm sorry. I tried to restrain myself. I was told not to.
Thank you, Tal.
You're not facing the Zinchi battle group who are going to be tactics and plans within plans. No, you're facing the Coronate Berserkers who are just going, smash!
Of course.
Alright. Well, if you're gonna throw the world eaters at us, you better also have them devastate themselves for every day they don't beat us.
Oh no, it's not the world eaters, it's more just like chaos cultists of corn.
Don't worry, the men with torches are coming after us.
Oh god, okay.
Look, I just want to make this official, Kerr. I'm sorry, but I was instructed.
No, you're good. You're good. You have 3 days of preparation time right now to get all this stuff built and everything set up.
Okay.
I will tell you what the game-breaking influence was. Because it's like, yes, please give me this. Enemy reinforcements have arrived. Slightly more competent leadership. And it's just like, okay, this is going to be a complete and utter curb stomp. I actually will probably get a little bit of things to do.
Oh god, if this is that would be a fun chaos then.
Oh. I apologize. I need to step away for several minutes. I will be back ASAP.
Okay.
Also, fuck you, Kerr.
What?
I did not want to have to figure out mass combat rules for our system yet.
This is going to be interesting for when Hunter has to retake the Citadel.
I mean, like, I wanted just to do, like, okay. I actually have an idea of how I was going to do this sort of combat. Like, I was going to have it, like the roles I was keeping track of, like, you guys building it things and stuff. It was basically going to be going against the army, tactics versus tactics. Whoever rolls higher succeeds, and devastation happens on either side. You know, that sort of thing. And I'm just going through here, just listening to everything Shade is setting up, and I'm just like, this poor horde is just, oh, my poor babies. My poor babies. Are any of you actually going to make it?
Lambs to the slaughter.
Don't forget, the person who plays Shade has also done Exalted Mass Combat.
Yeah, I have.
Well, darlings, I really do have to compliment you. You did absolutely perfectly, I must say.
Look, I'm sorry. I tried.
Well, you know, darlings, if you want to help, I would be more than willing to assist you.
All I'm saying is you had to make the defensive siege battle when I'm cameoing.
Hal, thank you.
I mean, he just has to throw Perturabo at us to even things out.
Perturabo was not meant to come out until later in the campaign, when you guys actually had some time. Perturabo, the Primarch of the Iron Warriors, who's basically like the anti-siege person.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the anti-fortification, like the siege guy.
Yeah.
So,
Because
like, yeah.
He hates his brother Roggledorn so much, he became the anti-Roggledorn because he wanted to fuck with his brother.
He's also a huge man-child.
Okay.
I would like to think that like even Rogaldor would be like not even Rogaldor, even Perturaba would be like, what the fuck is like? Isn't this run by like a bunch of inexperienced people? Why do they have guards stationed underground to stop my undermining?
This force is actually competent. I was not expecting competency in this.
Yeah.
By the end of the second day, I talked to Dalrif and show him the progress on the fortifications. I think we'll get through this.
As there is now a small fortress now built a little bit further down the pathway, completely blocking anyone from actually coming up or approaching through that way without getting through it first. And you can see Digimon start, or well, I'm already in the other game right now.
Whoa!
Where did
boys?
What are those?
Apparently, I've already started planning out the battle. Oh god, Shade is never allowed to cameo in the Digimon game.
Why?
Reality break
have
for a
more
second.
information than we would probably with what they're going through.
So in the Digimon game right now, they're currently So they're basically fighting against Skynet.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, I see why I'm banned.
And currently having to fight an insurrection slash guerrilla battle against a vastly superior force.
Okay, yeah, I see why I'm banned. This
I
makes
just
a lot of sense.
I just stop and look. It's like, oh fuck, what would Shade do if I put him up against my forces that I have? What would he do to me?
3 hours later, he would
Hours later.
comprise a flawless plan to completely rout the X.
Now, technically, I used Tal to help relay information that my character would have that I was not gonna be able to effectively convey.
Articulate.
Yeah.
My poor babies, though. My poor babies. These poor babies are just going to like. Well, we're putting poor simple baby chaos cultists against fucking like the equivalency of Adeptus Custodes. They never had a fucking chance.
Look, all I'm saying is that I was sitting here physically sweating and restraining myself. And then I'm told, hey, yeah, by the way, go ahead.
Ruin the GM's day.
Don't worry, this little raiding party had it easy with the first town.
Yeah. The little raiding group, like, you know, they were able to drive off these protectors. They were able to sack the town and take everything they wanted. Sure, they weren't really able to kill anyone, but, you know, they won. Rah, we're strong. They move up. Oh, sweet dear Arceus, have mercy upon us.
I have made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
It was calculated, but boy, am I bad at math.
So note under Mountaintop Village, heavily fortified. Okay. So what is Dalrif's reaction to the fortifications going up?
Can I keep that?
Yes, absolutely.
And can I hire you on as full-time?
We'll have to talk about that.
He nods. I want a dozen of them.
Hey, if you
Wait
ever
till the
want
mountain
fortification
sieges the hill.
advice, if you ever want fortification advice, my DMs are open. I never get to talk about this. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, darling. Don't worry. I am very much approving of everything I'm seeing right now. This is vastly entertaining, everyone. I'm sure you're going to do lovely, everyone.
And what will you be doing during this?
Well, darlings, if you want my help, I am more than willing to assist you.
You can sit back and watch the show. I think we got this.
He pauses and just kind of looks it over. You know, darling, usually I would give some sort of smart aleck comment about this, but honestly, yes, I think you are completely right. Honestly, this is more just levels of perfection rather than, you know, actually needing assistance. Does anyone want popcorn? I feel like this is a popcorn moment for when the forces start arriving.
It might be.
At least we didn't have to drop the mountain on them.
That's our
Tactical
fallback
mountain.
position.
That's the fallback.
Don't worry, I only gave you guys a 3-level defense in depth program. I can go a lot deeper than that if you want.
Could everyone give me a perception roll?
Is there
Perception,
Oh, now I remember why.
is there an expertise I should be using for it?
Whatever you think makes sense.
Alright. I guess we'll just. So, I guess we'll just go with logic, and he'll just.
Is this a body
no,
perception or
in.
mind perception?
I'll allow body.
Alright, we'll just do. As much as I like to heavy play on logic, I'm just gonna say this is probably instinctual and go body instinct perception.
where was perception?
It's a natural.
There it is.
I wish I had that on it as hack roll, not this. Those sixes would have came in handy.
5 dice and not a single hit, but not a single glitch either.
All right, so
The two Zoras are very observant.
yes, the two Zoras. Let's see what our roughest, toughest real Lucy's.
Yeah. Just give me a second. I knew I forgot, so now if I have to join the server. All right. So it was a perception roll, you said?
Yep.
All right. Okay. Okay, I got 2.
Not bad.
Okay. So, our roughest, toughest Riolu and our 2 adorable little spooky dogs. I'm trying to think of a good name.
Spooky
Just call it
dogs is
Zora.
fine.
The rough team.
I wanted to give them a cute little nickname.
Okay.
The rough team.
Rawr, 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 rawr. you guys all see a little hole suddenly pop up. And Sandshrew stick his head out and look around. All of you were briefed on who would be patrolling underground. This is not one of them.
It's a spy. It's one
Gotcha.
of them.
Hey, look at Shale.
And you said that 3 people noticed it?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
But yes, both of our Zoras and Cobalt notice this figure suddenly just like peek his head out and kind of look around as though confused.
Yeah, Cobalt, Midnight, and Shade should be more than sufficient to handle it.
He surrounds the Sandshrew.
Yeah, it looks like he's a little dazed right now, like kind of rubbing his head, like he wasn't expect, maybe like he hit a rock or something down there and is surfaced now and kind of like confused, not all there at the moment.
Hey, so you lost there?
He pauses and freezes when he hears that. No, I was just doing my my patrolling. Yeah, I was just doing my patrolling.
Patrolling for whom?
You know, for any diggers that might try to sneak in.
Yeah, diggers like you.
Nice try. We know who's out there patrolling, and you're not one of them.
By the way, can I try to roll a check to get within 10 feet of him, but not like right next to him?
Sure.
All right. What do you want me to roll for that?
Athletics.
Athletics. All right. What's my athletics
Is the goal for him to not notice you moving in like that?
It's more of to do it in a way that is not exactly like threatening, but like getting close.
Do it quick, but not like threatening. This poor baby.
Oh boy, that's a lot of dice.
That is, yes.
This poor baby.
That's still only a 2, but still a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be able to get close to him.
All right. Not within 5 feet, so not standing right next to him, but within 10.
Mm-hmm.
And where are you thinking? Where are you wanting to do?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those people. No, nah. I don't know what you're talking about. I live here.
Somehow, I don't think so. And Midnight just stares daggers into the Sandshrew.
I don't know. I can't ask. Why none of you have moved to restrain him?
Yeah, I'm gonna run
Have
toward
an
them.
intimidation roll, please. What would intimidation be? That would be.
Intimidation would probably be. Which one was it? Presence.
Presence.
Oh, of
Yeah,
course it would be
that was
presence. The
better.
one thing I ain't got. Let me see. Okay, I got an idea.
So probably like a soul. No, we don't use soul for that, do we?
Well, technically, you could.
Okay. I mean, that's a good roll anyway. So
4.
All right. So,
Mm-hmm.
midnight.
Present.
He literally freezes up as you're glaring daggers at him before he just kind of throws himself out of the hole, bashes his head down against the ground, and goes, "Please don't! I have a family. If I don't do this, they're gonna kill them."
Midnight will just walk over, put a paw up, like he's gonna bap him, but then just gives head pats. While trying to usher the other two to move in and gently restrain the sand shrew.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna run to restrain him.
Yeah. It's okay. We'll try to save your family. But for now, we can't have you reporting back to them.
He shivers a little bit, but doesn't try to resist as he's slowly bound up. That we don't have a choice. They're gonna kill us if we don't do what they say.
You're under our protection now.
What would be the check for helping restrain him, by the way?
That would be a
teamwork. Well, that's an expertise.
Yeah. Let's see. I would allow a subterfuge roll, survival roll, or a craft roll, I think.
All right. Shade's gonna perhaps make it a little bit tighter than is necessary, but he's just gonna make sure that there's absolutely no way that they're wiggling out of this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna hold them.
Wunderbar. All of those dice, and it's a 0.
It just goes to show that the number of dice does not necessarily mean the roll will be good.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just more like, yes, pool.
It's like all those potential 10s and not a 1.
On a roll with an expected EV of 4 or so, got a 0.
Oh, he's just regularly restrained.
Yeah. Oh well, c'est la vie.
Everything is fine.
So tell us, little sand shrew, are there any other scouts in those tunnels?
He shakes his head slowly.
You're not lying to us, are you?
Oh, no, I'm not.
Okay. Oh, Hunter! Oh, wait, he's not here. Zim's not here. Oh, Ken!
Hi, yes?
We've
hey, who's
we've got
this?
ourselves a little spy.
What were you doing this far in? How'd you get past the people patrolling down there?
I got lucky.
I'd say you got unlucky. But regardless, let's go ahead and bring him in. I'm sure we've got someplace we can keep him for interrogation.
I'll tell you anything you want to know, please. Just most of us don't want to be here or do anything.
They're doing it under duress.
I see.
I have returned.
My guess is the chestnut has their families and threatens to kill them if they do not participate.
I have my wife and child.
How much of the invading army is going to be unwilling combatants?
Most of us, most of the leadership though is the ones who are doing this. I would say maybe 60-40, 70-30 for our group, but I heard that reinforcements were coming, and they were supposed to be here before the attack tomorrow.
Let's go ahead and bring you along and pull together a meeting. This could be useful information regarding our plans going forward with the defense. And who knows? If you prove yourself useful enough, we might have a job for you.
He squeaks and nods slowly.
Because giving the enemy misinformation is always useful.
Yes, but if they figure out it was misinformation, his family's in trouble.
Brussel, your services may be required.
Maybe. You are the local expert on subterfuge. All right. And I move together the group, Dalrith. Is there anyone else that we'd want in on this conversation?
I'm saying that Hunter was out beyond the walls, getting his boulders in place.
Okay. So everyone else and Dalrith.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to bring Hunter in, that's fine. I'm just saying that's where he would be right now.
Let's leave Hunter to setting up his boulders. They might come in handy still.
Hunter should know the information, even if he isn't actively here for the conversation.
We can send a messenger.
Send a runner or a messenger to let him know. He can choose whether or not he needs to actually be here for it.
And one of the messengers will show up to Hunter to let them know that they caught a prisoner.
Hunter will come in.
Okay.
And this poor little sand is just gonna look at all of you. It's like, what do you want to know?
I mean, any information you can on the army that's going to be attacking and reinforcements that's going to be coming that you know of would be nice.
Well, there's about 100 of us left, give or take. Most of us got cut down. Maybe it's split like 70-30, 60-40 for leadership, the ones who are actually in charge of us, and the ones who are being forced to fight. I can give you like the types and stuff for at least some of us.
Alright. Do you know how many flyers you guys have left?
We have 2.
Okay.
A Pidgey and a Pidgeotto for our group.
All right. Likewise, serving under duress, or are they willing?
They're both like us. We're conscripts.
All right.
But for the reinforcements, I hear that they're a really they're much of more dangerous. The person in charge of them is. He's a lot smarter. At least that's what we thought we've heard.
And the reinforcements, are they are they mostly made of more conscripts, or is this a willing army?
It's a bit of both. They say that they're led by a Komo'o.
Mm.
And he's really smart and strong and dangerous with how intelligent and sneaky he can be. At least that's like the rumors that I've heard.
And how much do they know of how much does your guys' army know of the fortifications we've made here?
I don't know. We haven't really heard anything. They thought it was too dangerous to send the flyers up to scout because they thought you guys could just knock him out of the air. So they sent me and a few others, but I think most of them would have gotten caught. I didn't see any of them when I was digging. But the Komo'o, they say that that he has a Zatu with him, and he knows the future.
And I'm guessing Zatu is a loyalist.
Mm-hmm.
They say the future can be a tricky thing because it is indeterminate.
They say the Como has never lost a fight, and he'll do anything to win.
Then I guess it's time to put a black mark on his record.
Hey, Cobalt.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh, is how does Cobalt react to that information?
I'm pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab that Chantru by his neck and I go, "You're absolutely certain that's a Kunmo."
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is going to be very interesting.
Put the poor guy down. Two fires. How many people did they send underground other than you?
3 others.
3 others. We'll have to check with the patrols there to see if they've been caught. And so majority of the forces will be approaching by ground. Any of them know teleport?
The Zatu.
The Zatu. How many do you think he can teleport at once?
I don't think that many.
Okay. So infiltration via teleportation is probably not a high likelihood because if he teleports in with only a small group, he may be able to get a strike in, but odds are that he'd be overwhelmed by our men on the inside.
Oh, see, this is also why I was like, by the way, we're gonna have our medic tent guarded with actual, like, experienced people because of bullshit like this.
Oh no. They're going to be going after the leader of this town.
Well, that's Hunter.
No. There's a certain Groundhog who owns this town.
He's technically under Hunter, but yes, he does. He basically runs the day-to-day stuff.
Yeah. Turn right on.
They do have at least a dozen Talon Flames, though. I remember they came flying in. Most of his reinforcements on them.
Thank you. Dollarth, what other questions can you think to ask him? Because you know this place and you know the surrounding territory better than us. What do you think would be what other information do you think would be important to know?
You see him kind of pause and think about that. Like you can see, like, normally he's very like hot-headed, but he's not a leader for nothing, as he seems to be going over stuff.
I know.
How many? He kind of looks at everyone else. If for instance what he's saying is true, and they'd have a Zatu who can see the future with his psychic powers, then we have to assume that they have an idea of what we're going to do before we do it, and the consequences of it, which means we have to assume any sort of ambush or plan is already going to be compromised.
And they already know his fam is captured.
I would assume that they have an idea about what sort of security measures we've put up. At the very least. But we don't know how much he might have seen already.
Right, Boo?
For all we know, he might have only the very basics. And he might not know what we'll do to change it now that we know.
How far into the future can the Zatu see?
So my battle cry may
He gives a shrug. I don't know. I've never even met him. I've just heard the rumors and stuff.
That's fair. That's fair.
Shh.
Don't teach my hamster to suck eggs.
A lot of influences.
You're right. It would be best to know that, to assume that they have some idea of what we've set up and outcomes to expect.
I am going to deny that one.
None shall see me.
Which one? There's like 15 of them.
all three, because they're all kind of grouped together.
I'm assuming this one as well?
Yes.
Okay.
By the way, the thing that I heard most of all out of all of that shit about the thing that I'm worried about the most is the fact that they have Talonflame transport, which means at the very least, one of the best things you can actually do against like someone with foresight that knows that you know that they have foresight is to straight up don't overthink it. That's also one reason why I had the defensive strategy be as basic and straightforward as possible, was so that way when inevitably something disastrous happened, it wouldn't cause the entire scheme to fall apart.
Because it's less of a scheme and more of a just by the numbers advantage.
Yeah, it's keeping it as simple as possible. All we need to do is figure out some of our underground Pokemon, because we have like a lot of like rock types and the like, as well as ground types that are underground that are going to be guarding the walls from undermining. All we have to do is pull off just maybe 10 or so. And what they're going to do is they're going to be our AA brigade, and one of them is going to be stationed in every tower we put up, with the explicit and sole instruction to keep the skies clear of Talonflames.
Ooh, rock type attacks is effective against.
It's double effective, so that's why I want rock throw users.
You're right.
Now, it's going to be hard because Talonflames are fucking fast, but we can't let them do, like, effectively a paratrooper barrage to get on the inside. If we at least have the threat of shooting down their Talonflames as they approach, especially with, like, you know, the fact that, like, we're going to spread out the rock throw users throughout, so that way there's not, like, an empty spot they can go to without getting barraged. It will ward off the future sight user from even attempting that strategy, which is why we're only pulling off 10. Because it's just enough to threaten any attempt at that strategy without weakening our defenses greatly in any other area.
My guess is he likely uses this just to scout, to get an idea of what sort of things he might be up against, and then plan around it.
Yes, but, you know, that's why, you know, the defensive strategy in the first place wasn't like some tricky, like, oh yeah, we're gonna hide all of this shit here, and then, like, at a signal, we'll, like, drop it out, and then, like, other than that, it's a normal pitched battle. That's why instead it's like, hey, we're just gonna make you bleed for every single step you try and take towards the town.
Yeah.
And keeping in line with the rest of that, that's what our air defense is going to be. It's going to be if you approach this, you're going to regret it.
What do we do though? What do we do though if they try to come in from behind us?
That's why it's like, do you mean from like
the other
from
side
the
of the
rock
mountain?
side?
The other side of the mountain.
Well, first off, that's going to be slow as fuck. They'd have to maneuver their way all the way around, and, like, we'd catch that by the time that happened. And then we could just...
You know which way they're coming as is, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes,
well, we know which way they're
do.
approaching right now. So in order to go around, they'd have to circle around, and then we'd be able to respond in kind, so it's sort of like a okay and. But that's also why, like, for example, like, the AA is spread throughout the entire camp, so that way if they do, like, assault the normal way, they can't, like, drop troops in our back without paying for it. That's the point of it.
Hey, how many psychic types are in the army?
I think the reinforcements we only had a couple, mostly smaller, weaker ones, but I think he has 3 or 4. He has a couple of. He has at least 200. I've heard he has an entire, like, 3 or 4 dozen psychic types with him.
Any of them that would be able to read your mind?
I know some of them know telekinesis, like Kadabras, or there was one Alakazam that I saw in the camp when they arrived.
All right, cool. We're chaining down our ammunition, or roping it down until it's ready to be used.
But that also means that even if we wanted to send you back with misinformation, it wouldn't be effective because they'd be able to see through that. It's best that we keep you here.
He nods slowly.
All right. So, aside from the change in our defenses to account for the Talonflame, I don't think there's any other change in our course of action.
Yeah, just that our defenses are going to have to be a little bit more spread out instead of concentrated now that there's the threat of transport.
There is one thing actually. There is one thing I can tell you. I heard whispers. I don't know if it's accurate or not. One of the things he'll do is he'll put psychic types on the backs of the Talon Rays and then have the Talon Rays carry someone else, and the psychic types protect them from anyone trying to hit them. I don't know if it's that accurate though. I that's just like some of the rumors I heard from a few of the other people.
Alorth, how many dark types do we have?
Dark? I'd have to go look and see. Maybe a handful at most. I don't think we have that many.
We have
any of them
Coco.
that know Shadow Ball?
Maybe 1, 2 at most.
Let's see, what else is effective against Psychic?
Don't forget, we also have Coco
Poison.
protecting Hunter.
Yes, Coco has not moved away from Hunter at all this entire time.
Coco would be effective against.
Also, Coco has also helped Hunter to put up the rocks. He has lifted very, very big rocks for this.
Hunter
Coco
roped in whoever he could to make little barriers to hold the rocks in place, but only barely, so they can easily roll down.
Coco grew big enough that he could lift up very large boulders and yeet them if he needed to in order to help Hunter.
Ghost is effective against Psychic. Bug is also effective against Psychic. So we might want to, if we have any ranged ghost or bug types as well, we might want to have some of them reinforce for the towers for that possibility.
Yeah.
And as you guys are talking, another Pokemon comes running in, panting. Sir, there's a Pokemon on the path further down, and he has a white flag.
Oh no, we're already dumping out the war crimes. They're doing a false surrender.
Well, white
hold
flag can also mean they're here to. It's basically a sign they want to talk.
Yeah, basically.
I know.
Yeah, it's.
I know.
Well, time to talk then. Thank you for the information. I'm sorry, I don't think I caught your name.
The Pokemon. It looks like he is an Ivysaur. Edu, sir.
Oh no, I meant the Sandshrew.
Oh, Kaito, sir.
Kaito. Thank you, Kaito.
Now I know what name to put on the tombstone.
Let's go see what the envoys want.
Yeah, let's go see what they want.
And as you guys head out, you can see that it is the Komo who has a white flag tied to a stick. And he has it held up over his head.
Is he alone?
Yes.
I'll go ahead and approach. Hello.
He nods. Hello. Greetings.
I understand you wanted to talk.
Indeed. I wish to extend an offer to surrender. My apologies for what happened down below. A horrible, horrible issue. I have already rectified the situation to ensure that such a thing will not happen again.
You will forgive me if I don't take it at face value.
I understand, which is why I'm here to talk.
Okay.
I am willing to extend very generous terms of surrender. Should you choose to accept, your people will be considered to be under our protection. Your people will be expected to tithe a portion of your earnings, food, and other items to our group. Within reason, of course. You will be left with more than enough to survive. And we wish to also see about taking in those who serve combat potential, such as your adventure groups, I believe would be useful. Of course, that can be discussed as well. I am willing to open negotiations on hammering out the exact terms of surrender, should you choose to accept. And I am willing to offer a 24-hour period of consideration before you would be expected to give a yes or no to my demands. I believe these are fairly generous terms so far.
I appreciate the 24-hour grace period. But I think I speak for everyone when I tell you that is going to be a no. We will not give up our people to you.
He nods slightly. I understand. And I expected such a response. However, I wish to still extend the offer beforehand. Your people seem quite skilled as he kind of waves a hand up to the fortifications that you've built. And honestly, I would hate to have to slay such powerful potential warriors for our group.
Let me tell you what's going to happen. You go through with this attack, you are going to bash yourselves against those walls, and you are going to bleed for every inch you take. Every step you move will be bathed in blood. You will not take this home.
Oh, I like you. Are you sure I can't interest you in our group?
I'm certain. Now, if alternatively you want to surrender to us, instead of pointlessly wasting your men's lives, then we could talk. Till then, otherwise, I expect to see you at those walls.
He nods. I understand. And you kind of see him just slap one of his hands against his chest over his heart. I wish you a good battle. And I will see you on the battlefield later.
Indeed.
He pauses for a moment and kind of sniffs the air before looking at the place, before looking back at Kin. Tell me, is there a Riolu here?
And why would that interest you?
We're old friends.
Good question. Is Cobalt in sight?
Does Cobalt want to be inside?
I will allow Cobalt to be able to see this.
Yep. Yeah, I'm standing right on top of a wall right now, in plain view right now.
Cobalt! Good to see you. It's been how long?
Very long time, brother.
He bows slightly to you. My offer is open if you wish to join my side.
Yeah, I considered your offer with very big care and consideration. And so I decided that your offer can just bend you down and fuck your own face.
Wow.
I see. History then.
Oh, a bit. Are you
So-
sure I can interest you, Cobalt?
I just flip him the bird.
He nods slightly. He seems more amused than upset or anything.
I suppose I could ask Cobalt this question later, but how do you know each other?
I just said brother.
We used to be close.
I see.
Well then, if there's nothing left to talk about, I must return to my forces, and I believe our attack will be imminent.
All right.
I look forward to our battle. And Cobalt, I look forward to defeating you again.
I look forward to bashing that smug face of yours indefinitely.
Adorable.
He is, isn't he?
Yes. I will make sure to inform my soldiers that he is not to be harmed. I wish to face him myself when the battle comes.
We'll see if the opportunity presents itself before you yourself perish.
He chuckles. Oh, that's adorable. We will see. Good luck. I hope you have some interesting techniques to show me. It's rare to find any Pokemon who have developed their innate techniques. Perhaps you lot might have something interesting to show.
And perhaps.
And he will turn and begin making his way down.
And likewise, I turn and make my way back to the fortification.
For some reason, I'm just imagining Cobalt just like idly cursing up a storm right now.
Motherfucker, I'm gonna murder him.
Oh, by the way, I had something up my sleeve this entire time, but I just didn't want to mention it to anyone, because this will canonically be something that Shade is doing. But due to the future sight aspect of it, and the fact that he's a dark type, he figured that there's at least a chance that if he doesn't... Okay, you know what? I think the better way to explain this is, like, just confuse canon on what exactly is happening with the other thing, because, like, you know, you mentioned me saying it with then Kin, but, remember back in the first session I cameoed, and I asked if I could infuse rocks with dark-type energy?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, wherever those psychic types are trying to wall up, yeah, Shade is going to be doing his best to infuse as many rocks with dark-type energy as he possibly can. Mightily go fuck yourself, psychic types.
Oh boy. Yeah, so I'm just now imagining psychic types riding Talonflames having rocks blast them and being like, what the frick? Why is that getting through the defenses?
Yeah, effectively.
Dark type, motherfucker.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to verbalize it until like imminently just before, due to the whole future sight thing.
Right.
All right.
Don't worry, we also have our own dark type, Hunter.
There's
And
also
me.
midnight. Like what?
And midnight. Yeah, no, we
Yeah.
have a few dark types.
Yeah, we have-
You do have quite the quantity.
Yeah, but
Can you teach the others to infuse rocks with dark type energy?
He would
Hunter has his
definitely be
shadow.
willing to try. Whether that'll be allowed, I don't know. But what was going to be a throwaway detail of if a certain haunter pissed Shade off is now a very relevant plot point.
Yes.
By the way, yes, that was the plan. If the haunter pissed Shade off, he was going to infuse pebbles with dark type energy and start throwing it at the haunter. That was why he checked that. That was why he checked that. And now all of a sudden it has very big plot relevance. So we accidentally Chekhov gunned. Congratulations, Kerr, we did it.
It's great, right?
Yay.
If this was like an actual TV show, this would be like a total Chekhov gun. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, so you know they're going to be coming soon. Is there anything any of you want to do for your last minute preparations?
Positions, everyone. And
Shane's
give
gonna
one
make sure
final.
that he... Oh god, sorry. Sorry.
I was gonna say, and give one final rallying speech to about protecting their home and keeping the safety of everyone in priority and all that. And can I make a
Presence?
a presence? Let's see, soul charming presence or soul empathic presence?
Yes, you may roll.
You just inspire everyone. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Four successes to inspire everyone before the battle.
Yes. You can see everyone's looking excited. Everyone's looking happy. Like, everyone believes that they can do this. That this is something that they can do. They can fight. They can win. With you guys helping, with everything that's been set up, they're going to be able to defeat these forces. They're going to be able to win. And that's when a half dozen Voltorb are suddenly teleported in along with a Kadabra. Each of the Voltorbs glowing very, very brightly.
Oh,
before
dear.
explosions begin ripping through the village. End of session.
Ow! So this would be a good time to mention, like, what I wanted to bring up was just that Shade, if possible, was going to have a battery of medical berries on his person, if possible, and then if there's not supplies, then whatever.
You would be able to.
All right, cool, because that seems very relevant right now, but I just wanted to bring it up.
You know, I've just been sitting here thinking, it's like, okay, what is the strategy this guy would do? And it's like, yes, this is one of the strategies he would use. Throw away one of his psychic types to teleport in basically like a half dozen or a dozen Pokemon that can use self-destruct and have them use self-destruct and just blow the shit out of the area before sending in his forces next.
Yep. Which, I thought might be a possibility, but there's also literally nothing to be done about it, so...
The only thing that to be done about it is
Survive the
Have an-
explosions.
survive and have
Covered.
enough medical staff on hand to take care of the wounded.
Hey, look at it. It's explosion. Use reflect.
Everything is fine. Everything is fine. You guys will be fine. Totally not going to be dealing with a force who's going to be much more competent than the first one was going to be. You can thank Wostein for this one.
Oh.
Thanks, Wostein. We appreciate it.
Yeah, this guy murdered the old person because he was stupid and wasteful, and he didn't like him.
Can't say he's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say he's wrong.
So he killed him, took over, and now is being much more confident in how he uses his forces.
On the plus side, our defensive stratagem is not extremely manpower required.
Nope.
Nope. Yeah.
Which is why he's trying to avoid dealing with it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise he's just going to be throwing people into a meat grinder, and he is not wasteful if he can avoid it.
Yeah.
Which means it's going to be extremely fun when Tyrant Queen comes from the other direction.
That's right. Tyrant Queen is still coming.
Yeah, we're just trying to buy time.
Yeah, which is also why I designed the defensive strategy this way, with just, hey, congratulations. What the fuck are you going to do now? You can't do this fast.
This is a pincer.
Oh, don't worry. You guys are also going to be getting a gift next session. Thanks to Cobalt setting it up.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Who's ready to temporarily evolve?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. We'll see how this all goes.
Everything will be fine.
The temporary evolution may need rebalancing. The
Hey,
numbers sound
we can
good in theory.
We'll get to test the rules in Digimon, though.
True. True.
Yeah, there's the playtest for our I don't know.
Oh, my poor babies. My poor babies. It's like I suddenly realized, like, if I'm going to have this be at all effective, I'm going to have to step up and actually use tactics, or you guys are literally just going to curb stomp everything.
Well, I mean, yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
So
I think that's why the other players needled me in particular until I unleashed the secret sauce of defensive stratagems.
it's just like, yeah, no, if I just have the mindless horde go up against you guys like I was originally planning, it's like you guys are just going to fucking murder them. All right, so let's get an actual competent Thousand Suns tactician here. Don't mind that.
I mean, the idea was that if they want to take us, they're gonna have to bleed for it.
Well,
Don't
we're
worry,
already
everything is
bleeding.
fine. Also, Brian, don't worry about it. Brian, don't worry about it. Everything is fine. Nothing is redacted.
Run, Brian. Run while you still can.
You're going to
Don't
get to
worry.
enjoy everything.
Don't worry, it's not exalted level combat.
Yeah, Asher's just gonna die.
Asher's not going to die.
Yeah, you're right. If you try and kill off Asher, you are going to have a horde of very angry viewers.
Incur the wrath of everybody in chat.
Not my child. I have so many plans for the Digimon game. You have no freaking idea. And I'm just so. I'm so excited.
I bet the Digimon game is slightly sad now that I'm banned.
I mean, you could. If you made a Digimon, you could cameo.
I mean, Pokemon are welcome to cameo, but while you guys were talking about that earlier, I had the idea of instead of instead of Talderius cameoing as one of his current tabletop characters, he just cameos as himself. But not even cameos, he just joins the campaign as his real life self. He is like the only Digi-Destined that has come to the digital world in forever.
I feel like I
like that
I would
idea.
be terrified of him.
He may not have the magical powers that the Digimon have,
He doesn't.
but he
need
is
them.
still somehow more terrifying.
Sorry.
Have you ever seen an isekai anime? This is how you get an isekai protagonist.
He comes in with his minutia of knowledge.
I think he'd be more worried about the fact that how much I know about just like the most random, least relevant shit and how fast it would spiral.
That's what I meant by your
Yeah.
minutia of knowledge.
Yeah.
Right, and don't worry, I'm totally not going to hurt any of your children.
Look, all I'm saying is that, yeah, I should totally be not banned from Digimon game, and I should totally be allowed to express the fullness of my tactical and strategic knowledge. Because, fun fact, I'm not actually tactically specialized. I'm strategically specialized.
Well, yes, that's why I'm saying that you just come in as yourself. Just a random human, maybe we'll allow dragon, Digi-Destined, not even a Digimon or anything. You're just yourself that just, plopped into the digital world, and now you can, you have all your knowledge then.
Okay, I think that you don't understand what I just said and, like, why I'd be hyper banned, probably.
I understand that it would make her cry.
Kerr, given what I've just said, how banned am I?
It's fine. I allow it.
Even though I'm not even tactically focused?
I'm just petting my cat right now, thinking everything is okay. Petting the cat makes things okay.
Oh.
For those of you who don't know, tactical is on the battlefield. Strategic is things like logistics and troop movements.
Yeah, Talderius is gonna be over there with a really, really structured war effort.
Brian, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not planning to torment and torture you even more this session. I'm planning extreme torture.
Hey, at least we didn't invent mustard gas.
Yet.
I still think it's funny that one of the common jokes in my fry group is making saran gas in the bathroom with an overturned bucket.
Also, by the way, you can thank Tochemay as well for the explosions at the end of the session.
And what do you mean you don't think we've invented mustard gas? There's already coughings.
Yeah, coughings are walkings, like war crimes.
Flying.
Floating.
Floating.
Yeah, floating.
I may step away for just a second, but I am still listening.
Sarah, which ttrpg? The one that we're gonna get switched to next, which is Data Resistance Squad Scar, our Digimon campaign. Speaking of, thank you everybody for joining us today for The Last Hope Scar. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. There on the website, as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going strong. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, whether that is financially or just with your time. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, as well as grabbing some packs of cards to stream loots, subscribing to our YouTube, which we are less than 60 subscribers away from full partnership there. Please help us get the last little bit of the way there. But for now, thank you so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.